Alright guys, so me, Joey, and Ian are all out going to Alexandria, Louisiana, which is like an hour and 40 minutes away from where we live. And we're gonna go pick up a Suzuki GS 500, and it needs a few things, but it's also got a few things. But hear me out, there's a reason why I'm going to get a bike right now, especially when I'm broke. But there's a good reason why. I'll show y'all in a second. No. That's not your fault. Freaking rolling. There's an inmate washing that police car.
He's doing his time.
Simon's arrived. Well, we're ready to freaking pick up a bike. Oh, dude, the 240. Oh, dude, she looks so much different. What the heck? Okay, so you popped these out, it looks like.
Yeah, they're not as bad, but they aren't perfect.
You put a new fender on up front?
Yeah, door's still down.
Dude, no way. This thing's so dope.
Look at the interior.
It looks so good now. It's so stripped down and everything. Dude. The carpet looks so good. What the heck? This thing used to look so bad, now it looks good. That's awesome. Dude, what the heck? And meanwhile, here's the bike. Yes.
Come on, bro. There's lots of good aspects here.
I'm buying the bike for $100. I mean,
these tires alone are more than $100.
Okay, so
I don't know why he's doing
the situation is Simon is the guy's buddy who's selling it, and the guy who's selling it is selling it because it doesn't run right now. There is a feeler gauge in the engine case. He just wants to get rid of it. He's done with it. But there's a whole lot of good stuff on here, and it's gonna be a really good deal. We're gonna freaking load this thing up into the truck eventually.
Check out the wheels we put on the 240.
Dude, honestly, they're clean.
Yeah. They came off my friend's 240. He's going to doing a 5-lug conversion, so he's just trashing them. 7 degrees of camber on this front wheel, and we got like 5 on the back. We just dropped it with some coilovers we had lying around.
Dude, this is so freaking cool. We got the engine to
turn over.
It just won't turn on.
No, it doesn't have spark. I was trying to like figure out my ground for like the coil was all messed up. Put a cold air intake on it.
That's about to be my neighbor. This car is going to be next door to my house, and we're going to be able to get a lot more better content with it. Dang.
Yeah, check out the wide body kit we got. There we go.
Dude.
It's 20 mil over fenders. That's pretty damn wide, actually.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it's gonna cover up the dent, so there's not gonna be a dent right there. Then we just need to pull out the dent in the door.
No way, dude.
And it'll be straight.
This thing is so freaking straight as compared to what it used to be.
Oh yeah, dude. Like we dumped it. It's not some coilovers. She looking fresh.
It might just be dead, but worst come to worst, I'll figure it out.
Man, this whole. I guess.
Oh, it's got charge.
Yeah, no, like the battery should be good. It's been on a fender.
It's got a Yoshi on there. Well, it doesn't really have much that needs to get done as far as the bike itself. It's a solid bike, it just needs to get mechanically sound. So I guess we're gonna load her up.
It seems solid.
No, I mean, I drove it over 100 miles an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it ran. I mean, it took a minute to get there. Like the frame is straight, it doesn't pull or nothing.
Honestly, cannot wait to ride with you guys.
Yeah, it isn't super tiny.
You want me to pull down in the street? Yeah, if you want to. I think it might just be perfect.
Called the Po' Boy Express. Damn it. Well, we just met up with the owner of the bike, and this is the title right here, and the bike is ours. Is there like a wreck going on right here?
Yeah, there is. It looks like it.
Gotta be.
That car's backwards.
Old grandma's yelling at Papa over there, so. Oh my God.
Man, that's gonna leave a dent. Oh, it was a wreck. That's a big old wreck. Someone got ding-donged.
Well, we got an hour and a half drive to get back.
Yeah, hour and a half drive. We're gonna go stop, get food, and keep you posted on the way. All right, this is gonna be really interesting. I wish I had my focus here so I could just unload it onto it. Go back, all the way. Straighten it.
DJ Khaled, another one. All right guys, so the bike that you just saw is right here. We're at Ian's house and we're gonna freaking tear into this thing right here, and the goal is to drive it out of the driveway and drive it home. It needs a lot of work. There's a feeler gauge stuck inside the engine case, so we need to get that out, step one. And then step two, there's just a lot of things like right here on the wiring. There's just random wires hanging out, whatnot. Rear set right here just is loose. There's not even a second bolt there. It needs a little bit of work, but it also has a lot of good things in it too, and it's definitely worth $100. So let's see if we can make this $100 bike turn into something that's maybe worth a little bit more. Also, just to show you that the bike does actually function, got the horn, got the turn signals, the brake lights, and the headlight. High, low. It tries to start, but I don't want to move the engine with all of the stuff inside of there. Okay, so we found some vacuum problems, it looks like. This is a vacuum nipple with a balloon that's hose clamped to it, and this is just some plastic holding over these vacuum lines. So we have to figure out what these go to. Here is the bike without the airbox. You can see 2 carburetors right there. It is a twin cylinder. Let's make sure these guys are. Well, that would be part of the problem. It's just not doing anything. Choke works. Throttle doesn't though. Damn. All right, well, I guess let's get them things off.
Yes, they're magnetic. Perfect. So that's gonna help us out.
That's really good to know. Hopefully the ones he were using weren't magnetic. All right, back to the Phillips head screwdriver. For some reason, these things are just like that. Me, Ian, and Tyler have been working on the GS500. It's now the next day, and there's a bug on my toolbox. But it's time, finally, to pull the engine. So we're gonna pull the engine out of this thing and see if we can't get that feeler gauge out of it. We have most everything taken off of it, all of the connections and everything, all of the bolts holding it in. Basically, all we have to do is just like untwist it and then take all the pins out and everything. All of the wires, I made sure were disconnected from the engine. Everything is disconnected. We just gotta pull it out now. Are you lifting up on it? Oh, well, that was
There's that.
easy as staples. Moving. Now I just need to get this one out. Yep.
There you go.
Oop, sorry. I had to let it go. I was working it up myself. Engine's out. Thank you. Corona 5s. Oh yeah, 6 feet. All right, so now we're gonna take this to a bench so we can actually take the head off of it and get the feeler gauge out of the timing chain in the bottom end of the crankcase.
So strong.
All right, GS500. I think it's like 490 something rather cc engine. We're about to tear it apart. Get a feeler gauge out of inside of there.
Yep. Break one of those off in there.
Damn. I'm just waiting for my last one. Yeah. There they are. I'm just gonna drop all of the bolts inside of the case because why not? And also save the crush washers too. There it is. There's a head, and Mike can possibly reach that feeler gauge now. Let's see if we can find it. It's literally right there. Oh, I thought that was a hole. Thought it had a hole in it, but it doesn't. Do you have that magnet?
Yeah.
Bet it would possibly work if we used it now. Let's just hope it fits in.
No, it's gonna be too. Nope.
Needle nose.
Do you have long ones by chance?
Not too long.
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea that's gonna work. Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it on this side.
And this is how you glue your crank bearings together.
Give me like 30 seconds and this thing's coming out.
Oh, there was a hole in it, just the other
It's on
side.
the other side. That is why I bought this bike for $100 and we just got it out like that. And guess what I don't need? A cylinder gasket. We've been waiting in the mail for a cylinder gasket for the longest time, and this literally is... This is so freaking dope. We're halfway there now.
Dang, and it's got a great dismount. Just fell right off.
Dude, I'm so pumped. All right, guys, so the head is off, and if you can see right there, the head looks like this maybe wasn't firing before. Maybe had a vacuum leak or some problem before, but we'll definitely get that figured out. We'll sync the carbs, make sure everything's good there. As far as the engine goes, inside of here, the cylinder walls look pretty good. There's still some cross-hatching in there from the factory. There's some marks. Obviously, it's been used. It looks pretty good, good enough. I'm gonna get a Brillo pad, clean up all this head gasket material on both sides, and then we're gonna throw this thing back together, put a new head gasket on it, and throw her back in the bike. Let's get that guy in there. So the new gasket is on now, and if you see the mating surface back here, we cleaned that guy down all the way. There's 4 little O-rings in here that have to get compressed down, and then everything else is good. There's 2 dowel pins, but those stayed in the head. So I guess it's time to put it on now. All right, so me and Ian have the head back on now, and we have been doing a lot of work. All of the head stud bolts are on because the studs go out, and then there's just a bolt, carriage bolt on the other side. And then there was this right here, which looked like a previous owner tried to get that out with a flathead, and they did it right here too, but I sanded those down just ever so slightly. I'm gonna add a little bit of RTV. All right, so we're tightening these down to 35 Newton meters is what we found online. I don't know what the torque specs are, but this has Newton meters on it, and we found the Newton meter number. So make sure you tighten them in a crisscross pattern. Luckily, this has written on the head already, A, B, C, and D for the head, for the cams, so we can figure out where all the cam stuff goes, as well as it has 1, 2, 3, 4 in the cross pattern, as all the way up to 8, because there's 8 studs. So let's go ahead and tighten them to 35 Newton meters. And if possible, to make it one fluid motion is the best. And so forth. And then we're gonna do a second run at 40 Newton meters, because that's what they said to do it all the way, and I just wanted to do 2 runs on it to make sure that we have perfect specs all the way around. All right, guys, it's 5 a.m. and we're still out here working. We've been looking at this right here, and this is called the signal generator. This is what tells the coils where the engine is in reference to spark, so it knows where to give the coils and plugs reference so that they can fire correctly and at the right time. But the problem we're dealing with is this piece right here is this.
Interesting question.
This thing right here is the signal generator right here, which basically reads right here on this 05 bike. But if you can see in there, there is something wrong. That's my crankshaft. This is the piece that's supposed to line up with it. There's supposed to be a dowel in that crankshaft, but that dowel definitely is broken off, and it looks like it's spun around on the shaft itself. That's no bueno. So we're gonna have to make a new dowel there. Without further ado, thank y'all very much for watching. Have a great